Yeah, it's actually an improvement over what we expected. So I think that's actually good evidence that the strategy that the Post Office Board have put in place is starting to work, and the transformation's starting to work. So,
But it would have been 500,000 higher had Treasury not levied its usual levy.
yeah, and to be fair, Ewan, I'm the first chairman of Alabama Post Office that's ever gone to Treasury on behalf of the board and said to them, we cannot continue to pay this levy at the present time. And we've had great support from Treasury in them doing so and not taking that levy at that time.
But doesn't that give an uneven picture of the reduction in the loss from the 2 years we're talking about?
Well, not if you take into account that when we've done our strategy, obviously we knew what business decisions needed to be made, and one of them was to include Treasury. So. No, I think it's great progress, and it proves the hard work that the management and the workforce at the post office are putting into the transformation.
So where else is this loss coming from?
Well, we've reported a loss again on the retail network, and obviously that is significant. I'm not sure what it was this year, but it's over £1 million. Again, I'm not sure the exact figure. And I think this is an indication of where people are not using postal services, become very digital. And during COVID, we've seen a significant change in the way people were working, specifically with the MyCob payments and things like that. That the increase in people making use of it going into their bank accounts has increased, and we know that's coming with the digital age. But at the same time, we're also seeing an increase in parcels and continue to see that. And that's the way of the world now. It's the digital world. People are doing a lot of buying online.
So would you say that it's the sub-post office network that's eating the biggest hole in the post office's wallet?
Well, certainly it's a significant hole. It's not the only one. We've obviously made significant changes on the actual postal services side with the post going down to 5 day a week. That's been a significant.
So how much did that
saving.
save you?
I think we reported was it 250 or was it 500? I'm not sure.
But it's substantial.
I haven't got that at the tip of my. But it's a substantial saving, and that's going forward, and that's where you have to look at where you want to get to, and we want to get back to a profitable situation.
So when is a profitable situation? I suppose that's a big question on many people's minds. When is it going to stop?
Certainly this is last year's accounts. This year's accounts are looking very favourable, and I think that again just proves that the strategy that Alabama Post Office has put forward, approved by Tynwald, is working, and it's working for the business and in the right direction for the people of the Isle of Man.
Well, some of the forecasts in the report say 2023, 2024, these losses might stop. What do you say to that?
Yeah, I'd like to think that we could achieve that sooner.
Is that too ambitious a target then?
Well, no. Certainly, we've got a very diverse board. We're very challenging. We've looked at the whole of the workforce. We've had an independent review of the structure of the post office with grading, a complete grading review. We've reduced the management, which I know many people keep saying there's a big management structure. We've reduced the directors down to 3 from 4. So we continue to transform. We've made significant changes to the pension scheme. What's really disappointing, Ewan, is the previous administration seen this writing on the wall and there was no action taken. And some of the politicians are still in Tynwald today that made the agreement that
so
we had to give a levy.
Previous Tynwald or previous management of the post office?
Previous Tynwald were the ones, and I think it was not the previous chairman, but the one before, I think it was Mr. Quigene at that point. They agreed to give a levy of $2 million to Treasury. So these are significant changes that have happened during my tenure, anyway. And it was there to be seen. I seen it as soon as I arrived at the post office, and we've addressed it. We've made the tough decisions. We've changed the pension. We've closed the pension to new entrants. I haven't seen that happen many places in government.
Now, the public will see the headline of a loss, albeit a reduction, and they also see the changing approach to some sub-post offices. What do you say to people who are concerned about the direction of the post office? Because it's a time of change, isn't it, to be fair?
It is. It's time of change, but it's the customers that are choosing to change. They're not sending letters. A lot of things are going online. What we're there for is to support our communities. We have 250 postal staff out in our communities every day. We have, I think it's 230 postal boxes collected from every day. We are there in the community for the people, and we are the trusted brand with providing a delivery service, and hopefully, we're moving into a collection service and making it more driven. It's a demand-driven strategy that we've come forward with. We want to work with the people and make sure that postal services are accessible to them at the times they want it, and that could be 10 o'clock at night, or it could be from their own computer accessing a delivery of a parcel to be collected and things like that. So, we're there trying to make sure that we're delivering what the people want, and a lot of that has moved online, and letters has declined and parcels is up.
Parcels, I wanted to ask you about that. Now, in the report, it's referenced that the gig economy is a threat to the post office when it comes to that area. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people working in the gig economy, certainly with not the same employment practices that Isle of Man Post Office have. Do they get pensions? No, probably not. And certainly 0 hours contracts. Now, I know there's been criticism that the Post Office have casual staff. We have peaks. We're in a peak season now, and we have to have casual staff. We have to get additional vehicles this time of year so that we can provide the service that the people of the Isle of Man require.
And I wanted to ask you, of course, your annual report's not the only thing to do with the post office on the Tynwald order paper next week. The Speaker of the Keys, June Watterson, has a motion on banking and post office services, range of things he is asking Tynwald to decide on. What do you think of this motion?
Well, certainly Tynwald's already we've had many motions before Tynwald in this administration about the post office. Tynwald has already voted on the government, the post office's way forward and the strategy. I'm not surprised at it. It is election year, and obviously, we do have another post office that's we've had a resignation from, a post office, and I'm not surprised to see another one, but I'm not sure what else can be debated. The only difference that has come forward in this one is banking. Banking's not the responsibility of Isle of Man Post Office. We're responsible under the Postal Act for postal services.
Well, do you see why MHKs like June Watterson therefore rush in relation to Port St Mary, the two Arbury, Castletown and Maloo MHKs for Ballasalla? Do you understand why they are fighting for their constituents when it comes to the post office?
I totally do, and we'd all do the same. That's what we're there for. But it's a fine balance, because a lot of the services that they're fighting about are not Isle of Man Post Office direct services. They're either Treasuries, Department of Infrastructure, or there's other payment methods that come through. Banking services we offer on behalf of, we're in contractual agreements with some of the banks, Barclays Bank, not HSBC anymore, I don't think, but Isle of Man Bank. And, Isle of Man Bank is pulling out of Peel and pulling out of Castletown. Now, there's a reason banks are doing that, and it's because people can do an awful lot of services online.
Do you think sometimes the post office is being asked to do things it's not really there to do?
It's quite clear what we're there to do under the Postal Act and under the legislation, but we do have our commercial arm, and we do aim to get as much commercial business through the post office to balance the books and try and get us back into a profitable situation. We're not, a lot of people expect us to do the social services and various things like that. And, the Chief Minister has a committee out there on community services. We would welcome to be part of that. We haven't been invited to be part of that yet. We would welcome that. And
would the post office like to do those things if it had more money?
Well, certainly we're in the community and we understand our customers. Our postal staff see most of the people on the Isle of Man every day if they're getting something delivered. So we're certainly in the communities, and we know our customers, and I do believe we are the trusted brand, but we cannot do things outside of what's in our Postal Act.